The champ is here.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
Yes, and we're going to continue to shake up the world. Welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with we. My name is EJ, and I got my man.
M8.
Yes, he's a DB locked down with that press coverage for the show. We are Black in Sports. We're giving a voice to the culture. We won't shut up and dribble. All right. Here to interview the best professionals in the game, in the boardroom, covering it all while laughing at it all, while providing a platform to be heard. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome our guest. He stands 6'7". All right.
Yeah.
He's light on his feet. You know, he can pop lock and show you a couple moves if you need to.
You know what I mean?
Hey, one half of the Great Wall. All right. And he can perform Voltron if we need him. Okay. He's the CEO of the world's most perfect cheesecake. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Great dad of 3.
Yes, sir.
All right. He is a bodyguard, the protective services to the biggest pro athletes, entertainers, and billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's give it up for Adam Cedric Plant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
No, man, glad to have you here. So how we jump it off and how we started off is we need a shoot your shot moment, man. So you are a man of many ventures, many talents, many places.
Mm-hmm.
So we want a really good, like, shoot your shot moment where there was like, no, it can't be done, and you went for it all.
Man, let's just say becoming a bodyguard, man. It was just something that I never had any aspirations to do security, you know, ironically.
Wow.
I was a football player, man. And
Okay.
I will call myself that to the day I die. You know, I'm an offensive tackle. And, you know, I ended up making it to the Canadian League. Well, I went to camp with the Chiefs first in 2002, May 19th, 2002. They flew me to camp for a workout. Had a 2-day workout with the Chiefs. And then they said they seen everything they need to see of me physically, and they were impressed, but they would need more film on me. So they sent me to the Canadian League. I signed with the BC Lions 3 days after I left the Chiefs, and you know, became right tackle for them, and that was a great accomplishment for me. And I got hurt right before we were to play the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I got hurt like 2 days before that, spinal injury, and just got messed up, man, and ended up getting released because, you know, in Canada they can only keep so many Americans on that. And that's going to be mostly DBs and receivers. And so I was a casualty of the cuts, man. But had a great time there. All the guys had told me, man, we never seen an old lineman move like you. They, you know, a lot of people thought I was a DN when I got to camp, because I was about 314 in shape.
Okay.
But at 6'7", that's, you know, I was like real slim with it. You know,
hey, like we said in the intro, light on his feet, boy.
Like, you know,
hey.
man. Hey, well, you know, the feet work came from, you know, breakdance, pop locking in the era I grew up in.
There
So,
it
you
is.
know, I always carried that with me. So
We may get it out of him soon.
yeah.
We
So,
keep going tonight. We may get him to, you know, have Quan drop a beat for him.
So, you know, I just carried that all the way to football, man. But
That's a hell of a moment, man.
yeah, man. But when I say becoming a bodyguard, because like I said, I never had any anticipation on doing any type of security ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for that just to happen within itself is probably like that moment of my life.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah. I saw a New York Times quote from you. Said, I used to laugh at security guards. I called them fake cops.
Yeah, fake cops, you know what I mean? Until I actually got into the field, the line of work, man, and see what security really entailed and how hard you really have to master your craft, especially as far as being one with people. You know, you really have to have a people personality. You really have to understand just the different backgrounds and cultures and where everybody grew up. And with me, I always try to put myself in the shoes of whoever I was coming in communication with, so I can understand their perspective. But if it's something that I needed them to do, like move out the way, or you know, we need.
I've been doing that.
We need to have this client at a certain in a certain place or whatever. You know, I would hope they would understand my perspective as well. So. But you know, that all helped because, you know, I was a sociology major in college and everything. I didn't get my degree yet. I plan on finishing that over here at UNLV. I got like 9 classes left, so I'm gonna finish that up. But
yes, sir.
I always just been a people person as a kid, so
Okay.
I just it was an easy adjustment doing the bodyguard work.
Okay.
You know what I
Nice.
mean?
So back to when you were a kid, were you ever Were you ever not big A? Were you ever just kind of normal size A? Just kind of where that background of sports started.
I always was a bigger kid. You know what I mean? With sports, man, it mainly was just my internal desire, man, and my own personal belief in myself. Because my mom, you know, she just was working hard just to take care of her kids, and she wasn't a sports person. My dad, he wasn't really there, and when I would see him, he would just, try to tell me about learning a trade and all that. Because my dad was 60 when he had me, so he grew up in old South.
Gotta have a skill.
Atlanta, you know what I'm
He's
saying?
from the South?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's from Atlanta. My mom was from New Orleans by way of Compton. You know, they moved out here to California when and like I said, you know, neither one of them was into sports. They was the church folks. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you want to get a prayer laid on you, you want some gospel, you want to learn about some gospel.
So you had a lot of
that, but
Easter speeches and stuff.
Yeah. They always got a Bible quote for you and this, that, and the third. But all the sports was me, man. So I was a bigger kid. Like I mentioned just now, watching Fame and Beat Street and Breaking and you know all the '80s shows. That really inspired me to want to dance and pop. Where I grew up in the gang area, and I'm not proud of that, but it is what it is.
It is
you know
what it is. Yeah.
So a lot of the gangsters that were in the neighborhood, my brother was banging, and so he would always be like, "Hey man, my little brother could see all y'all," you know. And they would be like, "Hey, cuz, go get your little brother, homie. Go get him." So when I was like 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, I was popping against grown Crips with the shower caps on, the rollers, and all that. And they be like, "Hey, good, that little nigga hard." Damn, So I mean, I had that as a gift, what I'm saying, where I was able to, always have rhythm.
Yeah.
And I was a drummer. I always played the drums.
You had to play at church too?
I didn't play at church, but I always grabbed some pencils, broke some hangers in half, and grabbed the bar stools and drive my mama crazy. Get out your goddamn chair! But I could always hit that beat, man, and that was like a natural gift that I had, rhythm. So I later on became a band member and all that.
That's
stuff.
what I was going to ask, right? So you were in the band.
I was in the Los Angeles All District Honor Band, which we call the All City Band.
Okay.
So in 1993, if y'all can ever pull that film up, I was in the Tournament of Roses Parade. We was the first band in there.
Oh wow!
And I played the Tri-Toms, and I was 10 ass.
Oh.
I actually, and I mean this, if I knew that Drumline could have been a movie, I would have made that a long time ago. Because everything Nick Cannon was in that movie, that was me.
That was you?
I couldn't read the music? Couldn't read. A little bit, but I wasn't good as I should have been. But by ear, I hear one time I play anything that anybody play. I hear one time I can play. I'm still like that to this day.
Damn,
that's what's up.
That's a gift.
That is a gift.
Now that scene where they fought Morris Brown and Nick Cannon was in the front, it would have ended up a little different.
Oh, a little different. Especially my security skills. You know what I'm saying? We would have implied a couple of holes, couple of takedowns.
I think they would have thought twice before they would have did that anyway, though.
Yeah, you've been beating the hell out of his drum.
Right. And then I had the old line technique. So, that's
it would have been a bad deal.
Yeah, man, you got a drum line guy looking like a tuba guy, so they would have thought twice about that one.
Yeah, man.
So in the band, all right, you did post that like you went in high school with very little football playing.
I didn't play any high school football from the 10th grade to 12th grade. So this what happened when I was in Rialto, California. Back in the late 80s.
Okay.
My junior high school was from my junior high school years were from 87 to 90.
Okay.
So back then, junior high was 7th, 8th, 9th.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And high school was 10th, 11th, 12th.
Okay.
So I played in 9th grade. I was a third stringer at Colb Junior High School, but when I did get in, I did what I did. You know what I mean? But still third stringer. And then when we moved to I was going to play at Eisenhower High School, and moms ended up moving back to LA. So that's when I went to Dorsey High School.
Okay.
So when I walked into Dorsey, first football player I met was Keyshawn Johnson. So I was about 6 feet. Keyshawn was like 6'4".
Okay.
And I was like, "How you doing, sir?" Keyshawn seemed like King Kong.
Yeah.
At that time when I was walking in school, man.
Yeah.
when I found out he was a receiver, I said, "What in the hell going on in
Right,
LA? This LA football? They got 6'4" receivers like this?
What part of the game is that,
Yeah,
man?
right. So, I wanted to play I wanted to play football, but I wanted to play at Eisenhower because I had grew up in Rialto from 1st to 9th grade.
So you had more people.
Yeah, I and all the guys that were going to play at the high school at that time, and I'm class of '93. Was everybody I grew up with.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was just more comfortable in that environment.
Yep.
And then, like I say, I had grew up in all Crip neighborhood, and I got to Dorsey. It was a blood high school. So I'm like, what the fuck? Where am I at? I remember the first day going to school, man. I heard dude was like, "Hey, blood." I was like, "What?" I ain't say nothing to him, but I was just like, "Oh shit, where am I at?"
You was aware,
right? I was aware of my surroundings, so I said, "Okay, we got to, we got to know how to act. We got to know how to carry ourselves." So, But man, I met a lot of guys from the, Dorsey was right across the street from the Jungles, and a lot of them guys, man, I became real good friends with, especially to this day, man. So, I'm really glad that era has passed. Yeah. Even though you still got a few little young knuckleheads here and there, but
so did Keyshawn indoctrinate you and kind of give you the ropes to the team,
man,
or did you after you saw him like, hold on, if he's a receiver, I'm gonna just tuck mine in, coach.
Man, but yeah, exactly, man. Then they had the running back at the time was Sharman Shaw, who later became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the running back for UCLA. So he was the running back. So and then they had Lamont Warren, who went to Colorado and played for the Colts. So he had all three of them on the same squad. You know what I mean? So then they had a defense lineman, Cedric White. I remember he was the first high schooler in LA at that time to bench press 400 pounds on the line. So Dorsey was stacked, man. They had a great squad, and I have finally decided that I wanted to. I was like, man, well, since I'm here in LA, I might as well play. Mm-hmm. But then my mom stuck me in the band, and I got comfortable on them drums once again, man. And I remember we were standing outside the band room. We were about to walk to the football field to practice, and the drummers from the year before had showed me the cadence, and the cadence is what the band marches to as they're marching. When they're not playing music. So showed me it's the cadence called Galactica, and man, I heard that one time. Played it on the tri-toms. Everybody just stopped like, gosh, damn. I remember I was like, brrr, and people came out the classroom like, what the hell? We got a band now? And our band teacher was like, Adam, take us to the field. So we started walking to the field, and I'm playing all through the school, and it was just a trip to see like all the kids like coming out the classroom. Yeah, they had never heard no beat like that.
No. Okay, the Pied Piper and shit. Drummer boy on there.
Man. So I brought the people together through the rhythm. Man.
There it
is,
what I mean?
Man. So yeah, that was cool. But with Keyshawn, man, we became cool, man. Me and Keyshawn still cool to this day, man. Nice. And he remembers that story real well. I remember all the football players like, man, you better bring your ass out here and play, man. We're gonna jump your ass, man. And then it was crazy because 10th, 11th, 12th. In the 10th grade, I started high school. I was 6 feet, like 205. Going into Christmas break that fall of 10th grade. So December, say late December, going to early January, going into 1991. I had left Dorsey, say the second week of December, 6 feet. I came back that second, third week of Christmas break. I was 6'4".
Damn.
So I grew 4 inches over the Christmas break.
So now water down there, boy.
That bless oil.
Yeah, I remember I walked through the door. They were like, man, what the hell happened to you, man? Yeah. And then they were really on me. All the football team was really on me because they was like, man, you got to be out here, man. We need you, man. We need you. What you doing? But it was just a conflict because every year I was talking to my mom to go back to Rialto and play Eisenhower. I wanted to play football, but like I said, I wanted to play where I wanted to play at. You know what I mean? And I love Dorsey High School, man. It was a great experience, but I still, I wanted to be at Eisenhower, man. So, it was what it was, man. I just rode it out until I graduated.
There it is.
So when you graduated, did you go to Long Beach?
Long Beach City College. So,
and y'all won a national championship?
1995 national champs, man. Yeah.
Kiss the ring, baby.
Yeah.
Kiss the ring.
But the whole thing was, I got there in '93, and then basically, I'm thinking, so at the time I got there, I was 6'6", 320. So I'm thinking that I'm at that size, I'm just gonna go roll everybody up.
Yeah.
I ain't know that,
Yeah.
Along with football comes weight room. So no matter how big you are, if you ain't putting no iron to your flesh,
Correct.
that don't mean
Yeah,
nothing.
Right.
And so I had a wake up call, man. The first day I go to practice, I go in the weight room, and it's a big dude, swole up.
Was it a corner?
I'm about to tell you who it was. This dude had 405 on there, and he had hit it 10 times, and I watched him hit it, right?
Okay.
He racked it, got up. I'm the biggest, strongest, prettiest motherfucker anybody know. Lavar Ball.
Lavar Ball, you're tight end. You're tight end.
So
yes,
yeah,
yes,
man. So,
yes.
I tell people to this day, man, I got so much love and respect for Lavar because he ain't never changed being who he was. He's always been.
That's him.
Ironically, I remember after we had played. They played him. I was on the sideline. They played Pasadena City College '93. City was 9-0 and went up there and got whooped on. That we would have been 10-0, but they was bullshitting, and Pasadena came with the game. And so on the way back, Lavar and somebody else, they bagging on each other on the bus, and the dude was like, "Man, all you like is white girls anyway." He was like, "You damn right. Watch me. I'm gonna get me a tall Yankee. And I'm gonna have me like 2 or 3 sons, and they all gonna be ballers." And man, to see that shit come out to be reality.
My man said
like
a tall Yankee.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta love him though.
But what he spoke into existence what really happened.
Yeah.
So it's a trip to see that really happened. Because I remember the day when he said that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Well, yeah.
I didn't know football was his game, but I did see that post when we were doing the lookup, and I saw that it was his tight end because I think you had like a pictures like side by side. I was like,
yeah, man, I had the big chunky cheeks looking like Biggie. Look, I want to say, I lost a little weight from there, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. But Lavar, I remember in practice, we'd be going through the plays and stuff, and he's right next to me, and he'd be like, "Big old youngster, what up, boy?" You know what I'm saying? Just talking crazy, man. But he was always a positive dude.
Yeah.
Always like uplifted me. You know what I'm saying?
That's good stuff.
He would work with me after practice, man, on in the weight room, getting stronger and shit like that.
That's
and
dope.
he was always like a big brother figure to me.
Man, that's really dope, man.
Yeah.
So basketball was a love for you as well, though, right?
Yeah, man. Basketball was my second sport. So baseball was first, and basketball, and I just love basketball because it was like basketball was everything that I wish I could be.
Okay.
Go
into that. Let's hear that.
I had a chance to try to make it a reality. You know what I mean? So my first year, which was '87, man, all the kids in Rialto, we used to play Golden State basketball. That was the name of our little basketball community. It was called Golden State at the Johnson Center.
Boy, that was a strong name to have back then.
Yeah, right. Golden State basketball. So we had all NBA name teams and everything. So the first year I scored 6 points the whole season. I was happy because that was my first time playing basketball.
Right.
Second year I came back '88. I was top 10 scorer. But I knew that over the at the end of the '87 season, going into the '88, all the practicing I did to make myself better. And when I came back in the '88 season, to be a top 10 scorer was just a testament to the hard work I put in. So, basketball really taught me at an early age that if you work towards your goals and keep practicing and practicing, you would get better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I loved about basketball.
If you could compare your game to an NBA guy now, who would your game be?
Let me see. To be honest, I don't want to BS. To be honest, I say when I got older and when I learned my body better, Shaq.
Moving people.
Yeah.
Drop step.
Because when I finally got the ability to dunk and stuff like that.
See, that's scary.
So, like
drop
Shaq.
step on them, shoulder on them.
I think God messes up sometimes where the algorithm that he was putting together, because your big ass is not supposed to be able, like Shaq's big ass, like had some kind of cheat code for him to be dunking. Right. We saw the results. Man. He was tearing shit down left and right. And
then I learned how to shoot and everything. So I'll like Shaq, Larry Johnson. And I say those two because a lot of people, when I was being...
They called you that, didn't they?
That was my nickname, Baby Shaq. When I was bald-headed, and then when I grew my hair, I was little LJ. So having them two nicknames, I would say that my game, was similar to theirs.
Okay.
Not quite, but if I had to compare myself, yeah.
And I'm sure that helped your. I mean, footwork wise.
Oh
Footwork.
my goodness,
You was killing that tackling.
Yeah, because as a tackle, you can get away with being able to shield a guy in run blocking, but pass blocking, you got to be able to have the feet to get out there and get on that D end. You know what I mean? So yeah, basketball was a tremendous help for football, man. Yes, sir.
Hey man, I saw that look in your eye, man. You was about to give me one of them, man. I saw your feet were moving.
I don't know you're on the end, man.
I know you know I'm a DN. I know you know that.
You kind of going to that when you hit. It's like a box when they hit. Then you like, oh, hey.
No, I saw it in his eyes, man. He's having flashbacks and shit.
Hey, man. So that, and that's funny, man. With my son being a defensive end, it's crazy because I never thought that I would be the father of a DN. I just knew I would have a cold ass O-line.
Yeah.
And when he was a kid, man, I put him on the line. We put him on the line when he was like 8. And then when he turned 9, his first practice as a 9-year-old, he hit a kid with a swim move so cold. I said, "Oh no, DN."
Naturally.
Yeah. He's amazing, man.
All right, man. So let's kind of like move forward into your career as bodyguard and doing security.
So like I alluded to earlier, once I had got cut with the BC Lions, I was flying back, and I remember being on the plane thinking, what am I gonna do with my life, And so I ended up going back working at a grocery store. I was working at Ralph's grocery store in Carson, right behind Cal State Dominguez, and I had a buddy who did security. He came in one day and I seen him had a security shirt on. I kind of laughed at him. I'm like, "Uh-oh, here come the popo."
Yeah. Top flight.
Right.
The world, Craig.
And he was like, my man Vince Camper. I got to shout him out, and he was like, "Hey man, I can get you on the security gig, man." This was 2002, right after I came from camp, and I was like, "Man, I ain't doing no security, man. Hell no." I said, "Man, what that bullshit pay anyway?" He was like, $70. I said, "What, for the week?" He said, "For the night." I said, $70 for the night? What? Hell, man, sign me up. Where's my badge at?
What he saying? What he saying? Harlem Nights? Shit, yeah.
Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, so man, hell yeah, man. I took that gig, man, and it was working for a comedian named Evan Lionel. And so Evan, he's a brother out of Chicago. He was real hot at the time.
Okay.
Man, and he had the Laugh Factory. And so I did that Friday night work and that Saturday night work. So, made that $140. And man, you couldn't tell me a damn thing. I was like, shit. So the guy that was the manager there, I asked him, I said, well, how can I get more gigs like this? So he said, man, you got to get yourself out there, get known, and just promote yourself, man, meet people and all that shit. So at that time, me and my wife and my kids were little babies at the time. We were staying with my mom in Compton off of Santa Fe and Laurel. And I had a little Ford Escort, man. It was like a bucket. It was like one of them cars we turn on. You got to leave it on because if you turn that shit off, it wasn't going to cut on for like 3 days.
Yep.
So,
just leave it running.
Yeah.
So yeah, even when I parked it, I would just lock the door and leave it running. So every night I would drive from Compton up to Sunset Boulevard or Hollywood Boulevard. And wherever I seen the crowd at, I would get out and, introduce myself and try to meet the security manager and find out whoever ran the security team, and if I get it so I can see if I get myself on.
Right.
And I did that until I got work every night of the week. So all of the Hollywood hot spots, Monday through Sunday, I had a club. I had a club every night, man. So I remember, I can remember like it's the back of my hand. Monday night I had the Barfly, that was $80. Tuesday night I had the Sunset Room, that was $50. Wednesday I had the Hop in Lakewood, that was another $60. Thursday I had the Gate,
like Rain Man,
that was like $60.
Right.
Friday I had Harper's over there in Century City, that was another $60. Saturday I had either the Argyle or Club Vinyl, and that was like another $80.
Yeah.
And then Sunday I had the Century Club,
so you was
that was
on
like
it.
another $80. Yeah, and all cash. So once you start, in my position, once you start getting that cash money like that, you're able to. Now you got gas money. Like you could do more for the family, and and you can pay them bills. Right. So it was good.
That was that motivation too.
Right.
Push that hustle a little more.
Exactly.
And what years was that? That was like
2002.
That was 2000. So that was like three-peat Lakers. All that was going on.
Yeah,
there?
Man.
Yeah.
So when I like I said, when I came back from football, man, I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And so I was also going to Dominguez Hills, finishing my degree.
Okay.
We're working towards finishing my degree and then doing security. So the beautiful thing about working in the clubs was I started meeting people. And like I said, me being a people person, I know that you put me in front of anybody, I'm gonna sell myself. And I got a way with folks that I know how to talk to them. So
your size didn't hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
But once you know somebody here, you know that you're intelligent and you know a little something about what you're talking about. At least you can persuade them to think that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna be beneficial. So the remaining of 2002, I did all the Hollywood clubs and then all of 2003, and then going into 2004. And so during this time, also Snoop Dogg had a semi-pro football team that he had started, and he wanted guys who were in camp to come out and play, and he really wanted like pro linemen. So my former quarterback, who knew his best friend, asked me to come out and try out for the team or whatever. And I was like, man, I play pro, dog. I ain't playing no semi-pro. I love man, but fuck it, I'll come out there and just check it out. So when I went out there, I seen the likes of my man Sir Parker, who played for the Browns. One of my buddies, Ron Atkins, he had played with the Saints. Damian Griffin, who also played for the Bengals, and a few other cats who either played Canada or the NFL.
Okay.
It was like 8 dudes who would like bounce back from camps that I knew. And so seeing that the lineman they had out there was totally garbage and was gonna get Snoop and everybody else killed. I was like, man, okay, I'll play with y'all. And then at the same time, I was trying to get back to the Canadian League, so I needed some film anyway. So I was like, I'll go ahead and get down. So
was Snoop running quarterback then?
Snoop was a receiver.
Snoop
was actually good, man.
He was running around.
Yeah, I've heard Snoop is good in football.
Snoop was a good receiver.
Yeah,
he was.
I've heard that from other people.
Yeah, what year was this again?
This 2002. So 2002.
When did Baby Boy
2001. Yeah.
Snoop was running that Snoop from Baby
Snoop
Boy's running routes
was running routes, scoring touchdowns.
Who's playing corner then?
So, we had some good corners, man. We had
you're not buying that, huh?
See, I had my I mean
I love Snoop, but I'm gonna press
it was part of the Southern California semi-pro football league, whatever.
Okay.
So we were the Snoop Dogg All-Stars, man, and we played some quality teams, man. But unfortunately for every DN that I faced, it was
he didn't have good
lights
film.
out.
Nighty
No,
night.
that DN didn't have a terrible game, but I had a great game. So Snoop ended up calling me Pancake because
I saw
the every game we had, we would run the 34 stretch, which was right off of me. And I would like demolish the DN. I'd take the DN like 20 yards downfield the start of every game.
He ain't got to do that.
Right.
He'd be like, that's what I'm talking about.
What's that movie where he's like, when he puts him on the bus, he's like, hey, it was time to go. It was time for him to go, coach.
Right.
That's somebody's daddy out there.
So I would like try to set the tone for the game, man. And he loved that. And so one day the guy who was running his security was like, hey, homie. You think you can do that? What you be doing on the field? You think you do that in real life? I said, man, that's what I do. I work in the club. You know what I mean? So you're like, all right, I'm gonna look out for you. I'm gonna look out for you. And eventually he did. He it took him about a year, but so what happened? I continued to work in the Hollywood clubs and everything, and then in the spring of 2004, I was going to my Monday night spot, the Barfly, and I overheard some guys talking about one of his buddies was making a killing in tips and stuff working in Vegas. And so that just stuck in my mind, Vegas. And I always had a fascination with the city, man. I knew I eventually wanted to move here.
Okay.
But I just didn't know how it was going to happen. And so, man, I just took a leap of faith, man. I had a cousin working at Enterprise. He gave me a little family discount, and I rented a Mitsubishi Lancer, and that's about big as the table.
Yeah.
but it had surprisingly it had a lot of leg room in the driver's section. You know what I mean? So I mashed out here, man, and didn't know nobody. So what I would do, I'll park at Mandalay Bay. I would walk every hotel. I was like, I want to meet any club host, any casino host. I didn't know nobody, but I was like, I'm gonna do what I do,
right?
And I'm gonna try to make my way out here. So that's what I did, and like I said, I'll park there, go to every hotel, and then move from Mandalay Bay, probably go park at Treasure Island, and then do the rest of the strip. So eventually, I had landed a job at Body English when it first opened up, and so that's when I met my partner, Big Church.
Oh, okay.
We had met about a year before that, but that's when we actually
worked together.
So
shout out to Church.
Yeah, Big Church, my homeboy. You already know. With that Big Church,
the other half of
the great
wall, baby.
Yeah. So we did that, and Snoop came to perform one night, and so this is when he had dropped Like It's Hot. So at
one of your club or at Body English. Okay, yeah.
So at that point, man, you know, that was the hottest single going out at the time.
Oh.
So you know, you had every major superstar was there that night, man, and that's when the Paris Hilton was like the hottest chick, you know,
right, bouncing around.
Yeah. And so when Snoop and them got off the bus, you know, we working security, we had to go get him out the bus and take him to the back of the hotel. The head of security was like, "Big Adam, what you doing out here?" I said, "Man, I work here."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Wait, don't you live in Long Beach?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I drive up on the weekends, you know, man." So he was like, "Man, come see me Monday. I got a job for you." So, you know, that was my intro in the Bodyguard.
The rest is history.
Well, that was my
intro. That was
my
biggest client
job. My job intro, where I was gonna have a permanent gig as a bodyguard. But my actual first person that I actually bodyguarded for was Ricky Davis from the Cleveland Cavaliers. That was the first person. They had met him at the bar Fly.
Okay.
Then Blue Cantrell. Remember Blue Cantrell, the R&B singer?
Yeah.
She the first person I went over to England with. She performed for Prince Harry.
What?
One of Prince's. She did the Prince's Trust. So I went with her over there, and then from there I had Carmelo Anthony. And
Mello.
Then I had Snoop. No, and Carmelo, Katt Williams, then Snoop.
Man down, 11:30. Pimp in distress.
Yeah.
What did he say when he first saw you?
Big Adam, you want some work? I like how you carry yourself. I told my buddy that big nigga can dress. I think we're gonna use him.
That was 2003.
Oh shoot, that's what's up. But and all of those people you have a great relationship with all those people and what's great now since you're here, all of them touch Vegas, man. So it's just like when they come in town, I know you between working, you attempt to make sure you say what's up to them.
Right. Well, you know, with Katt, man, I mean, we had a great relationship when I first started with him. It seemed like, man, every time.
Well, they say cocaine's a hell of a drug,
man. Every time I started working, doing little spot dates and little work here and there for Katt. From back then, like when I went back with him, like in 2015, you know, me and Floyd had a little disagreement, and so I left. And then, you know, when with Katt, it just shit didn't work out like the old days. You know what I'm saying? He do something, I do something, and we just clash, and I'm gone, man.
Yeah.
So the last time I worked with him was actually 2018 with Katt Williams. And I don't know if y'all had heard about it. He had gotten to it with the radio personality down there in Atlanta. And so
I thought you were about to say that little kid.
No. So it was a lady named I forgot her name, but they got into like a tiff on the radio show, right? Okay. And so I guess her husband got really offended that Katt was coming at her like that. So later on, we go to a comedy spot because Red Grant, you know, he
was a part of the crew
casting, and you know he was going to perform at the club that night. So we go to the spot. I had, you know, I can carry it in Georgia, so but Katt told me to leave my gun in the car. So he's like, we ain't gonna have no problems here. So we go to the door. Some dudes run up to us in the parking lot and like, Katt Williams, you being served, and throw some papers at his feet. And he's like, fuck you, nigga. So then, and then he's like, oh, y'all ready to fuck with me tonight, huh? You fucking with a Marine, bitch. I'm gonna really show you something. And I got Floyd Mayweather's bodyguard with me. I said, why this nigga gonna put me on blast like that?
Right.
But and then so that was the first part of that altercation. So then we approached the door, and there's a guy there looking like a security, you know, kind of heavy set, thick dude. And he was like, "Oh, okay. Oh, you feeling yourself tonight, huh?" He's like, "Nigga, who the fuck you talking to? Nigga, fuck you. I'm Katt Williams, nigga. Who you talking to?" And it turned out the dude was old girl's husband.
Oh
man,
yeah.
This dude said, "Nigga, what?" Start reaching for his shirt. This man pulled out one of the biggest Desert Eagles I ever seen, man. So Katt sprinted like Carl Lewis. Yeah. This is all on film, so this ain't no lie.
Pimp down,
you know.
He got a gun.
He got a gun.
Pimp in distress.
So he take off running into the grocery store. That's on the
Was
side
right
of
next
it.
door, close, right?
I never backed down from nobody. I never punked out nobody that I've ever worked for can ever say that I didn't plan to do his job or backed away from any trouble. The dude had a Desert Eagle in my face. I stepped to him. Still, I said, "Hey, homie, chill." He was like, "Nigga, back up. Nigga, he don't pay you enough. Back up." Put the shit right in my face. I'm talking about, dog. I was saying one thing, but my bowels was doing something else. I don't
My
know.
body.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this motherfucker about to send me to the upper room. Got the upper room. When Jesus.
Wow.
But yeah, man. So yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So let's move on to. So anyway, you did. Well, I mean, hopefully people know, but Floyd, you spent a lot of time with Floyd, man.
Yeah, man. So after working with Snoop, by the time it was the end of 2007, man, I just wanted a little change of pace at that time. Snoop, I got much love from this my brother, man. Always, we ain't never had no bad term or anything, man. That's my brother. And then I'm a football teammate, man. So we was always good. But
Receiver.
I just wanted to change the pace, man. So I had got Big Church his job with Snoop. So,
Okay.
but he had left earlier that year in 2007. And Church is really originally from Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He born and raised in Las Vegas. So Floyd had seen him in the club during 2007 and went and got him and hired him, right? So by the time December came around, Church had reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, I think Floyd gonna get rid of one of his securities, man." He's like, "If you do, would you want to come over here?" I was like, "Man, hell yeah. I want to, I'm ready to roll."
Ready.
And so,
I'm ready.
So yeah, man, he told me to meet him at the Van Nuys airport because Floyd was coming down for a celebrity game, and I had told the guy I was working with Snoop at the time. I said, "Man, watch everything. I'm gonna go to Van Nuys real quick." So I went over there and met up with Floyd. He got off the plane, looked at me. He was like, "Okay, yeah, he going. Church, he all right? Big Mark, he all right?" He was like, "Hell yeah, all right, he good." Yeah, I was hired. Got my first day of work with Floyd was December 28th, 2007.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So
That's
I worked from there, 2007 to 2017. My last day of work was unfortunately was the night of the that incident on at Mandalay Bay. When the guy was shooting on.
Shooting.
Yeah,
1 October.
That was my last day. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, man. But it was, I had some great times working with Floyd. Had some bad times working with him, man. I mean, that was the first time that I ever had the experience of the boxing world. So it was a blessing, man, to be able to be a part of those big fights, the Canelos, the Pacquiao, Victor Ortiz. Shit.
I don't know if McGregor's a big.
That's what I was
fight.
about to ask. Tell me about McGregor because I want to know.
McGregor was cool because we walked into the ring and all that shit, and then just the whole press conference and
the press tour
the
for
press
that
tour
was crazy.
Yeah. So Canelo and McGregor was the two biggest press tours, man. Pacquiao was big too, but the ones that we had the most fun on, and it was just like, damn, man, this shit is bomb. With the Canelo first, and then McGregor was, both of them was like magical, man. So yeah.
I mean, I put Floyd Mayweather with some of the Jordans and the elite athletes, obviously, of the world in this generation. So tell me about some times, obviously, just being around greatness and his work ethic and what you saw, obviously.
Well, I tell people this, me and him had clashes as two men, you know what I mean? Because we just both have them dominant personalities or whatever.
Yeah.
But as far as a boxer, man, I'd say he the greatest all time, man. He the best ever. Yeah, Muhammad Ali the greatest all time. Floyd the best ever. And I say that because no matter how much money Floyd had, he never stopped training like he was broke. He trained like he was like a broke fighter trying to get on.
Yeah. Stayed hungry.
And he stayed hungry. I seen that dude come out the club. He never drunk, but we would go to the club, whatever.
Yep.
Get his running shoes on, go run 7 miles.
After he made it rain.
After, you know what I'm saying? like consistently. He stayed dedicated to his craft, man. And I could never take anything from him. He's one of the greatest athletes I ever seen ever. Wow. He's truly a dedicated
Technician.
technician, man. You know,
like his craft. He's a true boxer.
Dude just don't want to ever lose. You know, he just for him losing is just not an option. You know what I mean? So it was important for him to maintain Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? So
that was like 20 because you had to be on call for 24/7.
So that's what I was going to ask too.
24/7.
So how is that? It was just like, hey, I want to go because I used to go play basketball. Like we would see all the Lambos, like the whole
24 hours at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They'd be like, hey, I want to go play basketball, and everybody would roll out.
He loved basketball, man. Yeah, with Floyd, man, it's just you had to be available 24/7. I don't care if you just had ordered your food, sitting down to eat with your family, or you about to go to the movies or something, which, you know, all those scenarios I've been through.
Right.
And where I'd be like, damn, babe, kids, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes he call you 2, 3 in the morning. To everybody get ready. We're going to Russia or something, you know, just like, motherfucker, what?
Right.
Going to who?
Right.
It's like that scene on Players Club when Ezel coming in, he was like, hey man, Luke here. Who? the rapper? Who? You know what that means? That's what. But yeah, man. So you truly had to be ready 24/7 with Floyd, man. Wow. It was just, you know, as a bodyguard, man, one of the unfortunate things about this industry is that you live in the shadow of another person.
Yeah.
You are that person's shadow. Wherever they go, you go.
Right.
And it's kind of like you don't have a life, you know what I mean? And it pays good. You know, I had some great paydays with Floyd, and but it's a big sacrifice that goes with that, you know what I mean? So it's you know, guys be hitting me on Instagram a lot, DMing me like, man, I want to be a bodyguard and I want to do this and I want to do it how you did it. And my first response is, man, how much of your life are you willing to give up?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because you have to try to find a great balance, especially when you have a family, because you're gonna take a lot of time away from your family. You know what I mean? And the flip side of that though is that you're able to take care of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
you provide.
Yeah, I was able to provide and everything, but like say I was coming off the road for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever. Every day with the family, you know, we would do something. You know, we would go somewhere at Disneyland or something. You know, we would do some kind of activities
to get some quality time.
Get a lot of quality time in as much as I could in, because I knew dude was gonna be on the move again. And even though he had a big, nice ass house, several houses out here, he just liked to travel. So I'm like, damn, can't you stay? Come time.
Sit your ass down.
What did you buy this big ass mansion for? And you're not gonna play in it,
right?
Damn.
Like can't you just do some house parties and invite people here so I can go home and
and sometimes Floyd would just do stuff like he texts me, Big A, come to the house. What happened, champ? Something wrong? No, just come to the house. Okay. Go to the house. You know, he had a chef fix something, and it might be me, him, a couple of people, me, him. So, you know, just shooting the breeze. You know what I'm saying? Just what's going on in life, man? What's up? I'm like, you called me over to this goddamn house for this shit? Come on, man.
That's funny.
Like, damn.
That's crazy. So now that's an aspect I didn't even think about, right? And that's why we definitely wanted to ask a question, like, was it 24? Because I've seen you out with him, and it's just like, you know,
all hours.
At all hours. But this shit is real. Like, it's not just, people see the fun side of it.
Yeah.
Because hell, you've been on WWE.
Oh man, man. Did the rest of the Big Show and all that.
You were in a movie.
Yeah. Think Like a Man too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How was that? Before I get to my question,
that was good, man. You know what? Luckily for me, I had did a commercial for a company called Accelerated Bail Bonds back in like 2003. Me and my brother, rest in peace. Yeah, we did a commercial. So, you know, I had some kind of acting experience, and then I had a segment on the Spike Farrington show where I was they had like a fake Britney Spears, and it was like a little spoof. It was funny. She was running with her baby, and the paparazzi was chasing her, and then she was like, get the hell out of here, get the hell out of here. And she ran in the liquor store and threw her baby. And I was like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And so I had a little acting experience. So My scene in the movie is, I'm taking down Gary Owens as he sees Floyd Mayweather. He's like, Floyd Mayweather!
And he runs
now,
up on him.
and I take him down, right?
Yeah.
So we had to rehearse that scene for about 45 minutes prior to us filming it.
Uh-huh.
And it took us like 3 takes and got it down. So,
Nice.
and even Kevin Hart was like, man, you good at this. I said, man, I know what to do, bro. I mean, I'm playing the bodyguard. That's what I do.
That's
so
right,
it
right.
ain't
Like, I
really
got
like I
this.
got to study for the role. You know what I mean? I'm just mad I didn't get no dialogue. I'm like, can I get a little dialoge?
Like,
Shit.
gotta get brother get a line or two.
Right. I'd even say, ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
Shit, trying to get that sad card, right? Like,
Man,
hey,
for real.
let a brother get a couple coins.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, man.
with all of those experiences, that's what the
Mm.
people, especially people on your Instagram or whatever, that's what they see.
Yeah.
But this shit is dangerous, man.
Yeah,
This is
man.
real life. Like, you kind of pulled. He
Bruh,
had the block on your face.
I mean,
So, and I
Mhm.
don't want to say scared, but
Mhm.
when was a time or an incident, and it could be anybody, where you was like, oh, this shit is real. Like,
tell you right now, I'm glad that when I tell people these stories, they all real, ain't nothing fake.
Hey,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. When USC played Texas for the Rose Bowl, I think that was 2007 when Texas
Vince
had
Young.
Vince
oh,
Young.
Vince Young. Yeah.
Okay. We were in Ontario. I was with Snoop. And so we had left Ontario Mills Mall. Somebody was like, Snoop Dogg. Everybody was chasing him and all that. So, we had to get him out there. So we get on the 210 freeway and go down to Pasadena. Instead of us just going directly to the Rose Bowl, Snoop says, hey, cuz, I want to get some chicken. So he likes Church's chicken. So
crazy
the
shit.
only
That's
Church's
hilarious.
chicken was in Pasadena. Now, if you know anything about gangs, Pasadena is notorious for Bloods. Okay. So where we went was in the heart of Denver Lane Bloods in Pasadena. I said, Snoop, he was like, let's stop at the Churches. I said, dog, you know where we at? We in the heart of Denver Lanes. Oh no, cuz they cool with me, cuz we ain't got no problems. We good. I said, Church, are you sure? We call Snoop Church, dude. That's
Okay.
what the whole church with the church lingo came from Don Juan, but he called Snoop that. So he was like, yeah, let's go there. So okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to tell the driver just to pull up to the front of the church, and I'm gonna run in and grab the chicken
and go.
So I go in, I get, we pull to the curb. I get out, I go to the restroom. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom first, and then I'm gonna order this chicken. We out. I come out the restroom, he in line. I said, what the fuck is he doing?
Right.
So then I was like, okay, well, at the minimum, at the most, he gonna get his food and go back and go. This dude gets his order, grabs the tray, go sit down. And it's funny. What are the homies? Red the OG homie from Long Beach. Red always had this thing when he going doing this shit like this on the spot, right? So Red started, hey, cuz, I don't like this guy. We
looking around.
We in the trap, man.
Right.
And so
look around.
So, as soon as he did that, I swear none of this is fake, man. A guy rolls by on a bike, right? I see he had a red rag. So he say this is Snoop. Dude roll by. Look, keep rolling. Backs up. I said, hey, blood, ain't that nigga Snoop Dogg? And whistles. I said, dude, every blood in Pasadena came to that window, man. It probably was like 100 dudes assembled like Voltron in like a matter of maybe 5 to 7 minutes. I mean, they were, hey, blood, hey, Snoop, man, it was like, dog, it was like somebody said action, and everybody came from everywhere. I said, dog, we got to go.
Yeah.
We about to get handled up in here, man. It's gonna be bad. And so I said, Snoop, I said, look, I'm gonna go out and see whoever the OG is or whoever. I'm gonna holler at them. I said, dog, I'm gonna tell them you're gonna sign a couple autographs, but we're gonna do this while we in motion.
Right.
We get you to the car. So we assembled around him. It was like 4 of us. He grabbed all the chickens and everything. Started walking. Like, hey, what's up, homies? What's up, homies? And they were like, hey, man, you know where you at, man? Yeah, hey, what's all good? So he signed a couple autographs. As he's walking, he's signing autographs. And we finally got him in the car. I was like, hey, much love to y'all, homies, and this, that, and the third. But man, that was like, I wasn't scared, but I was really, really nervous.
Because I'm
like,
go down
at any time, the wrong person can make this shit a bad situation. and we was outnumbered terribly. It was in total with Snoop, it was about 6 of us. It probably was no lie, probably about 100 some of them.
Damn.
It was bad. It was bad, but it ended up being cool. And then I think Snoop gave the cashier like $400-500 to him get everybody some chicken and stuff. So that's one way you can cool us down.
Right, you feed it, brother. Hey.
Get us some churches and a couple of strawberry sodas and some biscuits and shit.
Get 2 pieces of biscuits and shut the fuck up.
Okay, now we good.
All right, man. Hey, let's move on to the winner's circle, man. You got some great stuff going on, man. And the winner's circle.
We forgot Shaquille O'Neal. Can we talk about Shaq a little bit?
We got it. Get Diesel.
Well, we were going to talk more about the security in this, but let's talk about Big Shaq. Let's talk about Big Shaq, man.
So me and Shaq had been cool over the years. When he would come by the bar fly, different little clubs in Hollywood and shit like
California,
that. Okay. California and Hollywood, and he would always we would always run into each other with different things that Snoop was doing, and then a couple things that Floyd was doing and stuff like that. So we always was cool, and then everybody was always like, "Man, y'all look alike, y'all." And different people that knew him was like, "Man, y'all acted like too." And so he had did something out here in Vegas, and I had got his number maybe like a month or so before, and he was like, "Man, when I come out there, I'm gonna call you, man. Just come. I don't really need security, but I always like to have somebody around me that, especially I know they can carry in case something do go down." So I called him, and we met up, and he actually had put me on with him when he had this little DJ and tour.
Oh, okay.
So he's a DJ. So
right.
I went to several cities in America with him, man, and just me and him had we always joked and bagged on each other and stuff like that. And then one day he tried to test my skills and wrestle me, and we it was 2 bulls colliding. So
who won that battle?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give myself 60-40. Cause see, Shaq thought he always could diesel everybody.
Diesel.
So he came to me and was like, "What's up, boy?" And then I gripped him, and then it was like
so
2 bulls locking up.
Y'all was tussling for a minute.
Yeah. But that's on Instagram. But we had.
Really? I gotta go find that one.
Yeah. We got the video, and then he was like, "Oh, I was tired of motherfuckers." But I mean, in that moment, I was like, "This is a strong gas dude."
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was like, "Okay, the NFL meets the NBA." You know what I'm saying? But I understood why he was able to just manhandle people, because he was a strong cat. And usually guys that tall, you don't see strong like that. He's a like
and
Shaq,
center of gravity, right? Like in football, you played,
But he's like that too. Like I look at him. It's funny, man. It's like I see myself at 7'1". You know what I'm saying? And he's a big, strong, limber, agile guy.
That's crazy.
And like I said, to be that tall, you just don't usually have that. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, we had a great, like a brotherly chemistry and shit like that.
That's dope.
And then, he a Q. Our players don't make it, but I didn't cross. I got to go back and finish my thing. But we had a lot of similarities in that, and we just our sons were really good friends. Stuff like that. Sharif and Shakir, and then the daughters are good friends with my son.
That's
and
awesome.
Miles, and man, shout out to all of them, man. And it was just a real good like family thing.
That's dope, man. Now, do you fall like Shaq?
Not at all.
How Katt Williams he does that fall like
man down. Yeah, man.
That's good stuff, man.
But I'll say we had a situation, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but where someone was trying to disturb him. We're at a location we were at, and I had to take care of business. Not nothing. No death and no shit like that.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Ain't nothing. But I had to do security work that night. You know what I mean? And he seen it, and next day gave me a nice check for what I did.
There you go.
Because he's saying that I don't play with this. I could joke and laugh and everything, but I mean, when it gets serious, I turn that on like a light switch. You know what I mean? So I stay being a professional whenever I'm doing security at all times, because the moment you lose focus, or you tearing your head, or you think it's a joke, that could be somebody's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So, do you and Big Church still work on the Great Wall, or what's
Yeah. So we actually have a third partner, a guy named Dr. Andronica Handy.
Mhm.
He's one of 3 black orthopedic surgeons in the whole state of Oklahoma.
Oh,
Very
okay.
brilliant man. We have an energy drink.
I saw
we
that.
just launched.
It's
Yeah, so
dropping the first of next
it's-
month, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
okay.
It's called Volcano.
Volcano.
So it's like the Great Wall. We wanted something that was reflective of the Great Wall and something that's like would grab you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So like a volcano.
Volcano.
So
Yeah.
call it Volcano.
That's something to rub, get you
Yeah,
going.
right.
Okay.
And then we have a special drink with the instructions on the can of how to make a volcano. You know what I mean? A volcano drink. So
All right.
that we looking for some. We're looking to do big things with that. We have various amounts of new electronic gadgets and stuff
Kind of
like
like
that.
some security cams. I
Yeah,
think I
yeah,
saw
security
some, but just
cams,
like looking at different kind of things that
mhm.
tie with the brand. Right?
Yeah. We have a key finder. It's
Okay.
kind of like you remember the clap on lights,
Yeah.
like something like you can clap or call to
Mhm.
find your keys and stuff like that. So, as you just mentioned, the thing that's similar to Ring,
Mm.
which will be the Great Wall camera ID thing
Okay.
for your doorbell,
Right.
and it'll be cheaper and just as effective as the Ring system. So,
Wow.
man, we just trying to do different things, man. We know we still got the clothing line. We kind of not fell off from it, but we just there were some security issues with an agency out here called the Private Investigator License Board, stating that all guys do security had to have Nevada licenses, right? So it
Oh.
was things that we had worded on our website that we had to change the whole terminology and different things like that. And I actually had got arrested last year for taking a client to a club without having my PILB license. And I had I had put on my Instagram that I was taking a client to Club XS, and they gave me, to be fair to them, they sent me like 5 warnings, 5 citations that I was violating their policy, but I was throwing them in the corner because I'm like, man, I've been doing security out here since 2001.
Right.
Why should I have to pay a fine or get a license? This is what I've been doing. But, I encourage everybody that's in security to abide by the rules, man.
And you do that,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah. So I got my PILB card and all my active licenses, but I
Not only that though, but you give free game, man. You learn the lesson.
Yeah. So
and
I don't
you
charge
make sure-
nobody.
Yeah, you just like, yo,
I don't
hey,
want
this is
y'all to
what
go to
happened.
jail. I was
I
the
don't-
first one to go to
Yep.
jail under that rule.
for sure.
And that was the first time in my life going to jail in America. I went to jail overseas for Snoop, but in America, that was the first time ever being arrested. It was just an inconvenience being up in the damn county jail with all these stinking ass, coughing ass,
Nasty
boo
mug.
boo ass. This is what I would tell anybody not to try to never go to jail. When you're in that holding tank, if a mama got a shit, they shitting right in front of you. They got a piss, they pissing right in front. Everybody's in there. Your pillow is toilet paper. If motherfuckers stank, you sleeping on the floor. You sleeping on these hard ass benches. It's not a desired environment that you want to be
Lessons
in.
learned, kids.
So please do everything in your power to
Please
not
do.
go to jail.
No,
Especially now
that's
with this corona shit. 'Cause
Yeah, I'm
when
not
you
gonna-
you
yeah.
going in, you ain't coming out.
Boy.
You know what I mean? So
All right.
yeah.
We definitely have to talk about this. I'm a little upset to talk about it without having some official.
Oh man,
in my
bring
hand.
it on the intro on in, man.
But you know what I'm saying? Well, we talking about the best,
Yes, sir.
world famous,
Yes, sir.
tasty teas.
Ooh wee. Cheesecakes.
So let's talk
And-
about that, man. You and your wife. And
Yes,
shout out to
yeah,
Tamika,
yeah.
man. Much love to Miss.
Where
Miss
the
Gwen.
name come from?
Okay, so Tasty Teas is my wife Tamika. She's the T.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's Tasty Tamika's Cheesecakes. Right?
Okay.
Are you tasty?
So yeah. So hey.
See, I see what's going on in the plant house, damn it.
So
You didn't get 3 kids for nothing.
Exactly. So shout out to my wife. She is the maker. So I get all credit as far as making the cheesecake go to her. Tamika
Okay.
Plant is the maker of
Okay.
Tasty Tea cheesecakes. She be making the cheesecakes for the family for the years, and we all knew how good they were.
Mhm.
But me and her had talked about making it a business, but because I was still bodyguard and stuff like that, and being gone and everything, we just didn't have time to focus on it, right?
Right.
So when I was the last entertainer I was bodyguard for was Sweetie. You know, shout out to Sweetie, great young lady. You know, she has heck of a career. Her whole team was very professional. I have a great respect for them. We came off the road, and you know, I think I had just turned 44. Right, I'll be 45 this year. And I was telling my wife, I was like, babe, you know, I'm kind of tired of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get into something else. You know what I mean? And so, I had a casino host out here who was a big host at Bellagio. Jacqueline Zorner, shout out to Jackie. Jackie found out she knew how good my wife could cook, but then I told her she could make cheesecake. And she was like, "Your wife can make cheesecake? Oh my goodness, I love cheesecake." So my wife made her whole cheesecake, a 9-inch plain cheesecake, and then she made her son some mini cheesecakes, and this was for Halloween. And you know, I brought them to the house and everything. And so when I seen her like 2 days later, she was like, "Adam, oh my goodness, those were the fucking best cheesecakes I ever had in my life." Oh my goodness. And so, you know, she has an Italian housekeeper, and her housekeeper, we went over there, and she was like, "I've never had nothing this well. This in my country, we make cheesecake, nothing like this, nothing." I said, "That's it.
That's
babe."
it.
I said, "Babe, we do this. We starting this up." So, my lawyer buddy Stephen Reed, shout out to Stephen, who had got my case dropped for my getting arrested for the security stuff.
Excuse me.
He went through the process to get us our license, our LLC, and all that stuff. So, you know, we got Tasty Teas, cheesecakes, all the license for the patent for the recipe. That was the first thing I said. You know, ain't gonna be no Colonel Sanders shit in this. This is our shit. This is ours. Ain't nobody taking this shit. So I got that patent. And you know, the reason why they taste so good is just the process and how long it takes to make it. You know, everything. So that had to be put on paper. That whole recipe had to be patented, and then the logo, and then you know, the business license, the operating business license, the tax paper, and it's not really a hard thing. You know, I thought prior to that it would be something
a long process.
Yeah. So it was, you know, it was like $400 something for each license, and you know, being that I had a good lawyer, he knew how to do it speedily. So you know, it was a pretty good process. But yeah, man, these
I wish I could taste something.
You know what? The next time I come up, well, not even next time I come here, I'm gonna get your info. So when I leave, you know, because I deliver them. So we
saw that driving around.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But they are the best cheesecakes on earth. I will put our cheesecakes against anybody from the North Pole to Antarctica and all area between. Bring your cheesecake, and we're gonna see who's better. Now, and I don't care if they can decorate them like Picasso. Your shit can look like Mona Lisa. It ain't gonna taste like Tasty Teas.
There it is. Now you put that challenge up, man. No one's
not because they. What? Let me tell you something about. You know, I'm being a people person, man. I'm a realist. You know, I like to focus on logic and reasoning and something that, you know, ways of thinking that all people can apply themselves to. I basically said I want to get the reactions of everybody who tastes these cheesecakes, right?
Yep.
If everybody say the same thing, I don't care if they're white, black, Latino, Polynesian, Asian, babies, middle-aged people, old folks, the old ghosts, grasshoppers, and spirits. If they all say the same goddamn thing, obviously it must be true, because everybody ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So especially with food.
Right.
If food ain't good, when you give a baby something, if the shit ain't good, they gonna make their face. We've had my man Mike P. Shout out to Mike P. His dog tried to jump him for us when he sniffed the cheesecake. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Y'all see my bitch? She trying to jump me for my cheesecake." You know what I'm saying? Right. But he told me, he's like, "Homie, I ain't never tasted nothing like this." And that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of people that knew me thought maybe, he exaggerating. That shit couldn't be that good, man. Until they taste it. You had them yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's a good thing that you know, I have people who've had juniors in New York, and you know, the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
And everybody said the same, man. Y'all better
I got
buffer
some.
them.
So go give them the Instagram because
So
you can go
Instagram.
see, so you can see the reactions.
Yeah. So
because you have
well,
some great reactions.
yeah.
I mean,
first
Shaq,
of all, yeah,
damn near the whole dog pound,
right.
and like you said, from every race,
Yeah, man.
blind, crippled, and crazy.
So you first of all you want to go to Mr. Adam Plant. You want to see the man himself. So, and it's my daily things. I
Man
put
of
on
the
there
people,
stuff.
man of the people.
Man. Man of the people. And Mr. Adam Plant, that's on Instagram. Then you want to go to Tasty Teas Cheesecakes on Instagram and on Facebook. Tasty Teas Cheesecakes. TASTY Cheesecakes on Instagram and Facebook.
And we're gonna put all of this in the show notes, and
Yes,
hopefully you'll see us tagging a reaction of us tasting some cheese.
I apologize for not having because I was out getting some barbecue and I didn't have time to run to the house. You know what I'm saying? So my
And then now you're gonna talk about. We were talking about barbecue the last episode.
yeah, that Roadkill Grill. I was up there.
Oh,
early.
boy.
Oh,
Come on,
man.
man. All right, man. In the interest of time, man, we
Yeah.
definitely, because it's kind of come up in some other ways for UNLV.
Mhm.
But the sequel. Let's talk about the sequel, man.
Yeah, my baby boy Adam Plant Jr., man. You know that man, he's 6'7". He's 248
That's
pounds
crazy.
of muscle and speed, you know what I mean? And shout out to my two beautiful daughters, Ashanae Plant and Ashley
And
Plant.
Ashley, absolutely.
I love my babies. But my son, man, the thing that just gets me so excited is because I was a football player.
Right.
And I know how critical it is to have, opportunity given to you to be able to have extra training, to be able to have just anything that could help
Mentors, guidance.
mentor and build your skill set.
Right.
Yeah.
So being that I didn't have any of that, to be able to put that into my son, it's just like a dream come true, man. So
Came out of Gorman.
came out of Gorman. My son was the to me, I think he's the best defensive end that ever played at Gorman, and I argue that with anybody. He had 22 sacks as a senior,
That's ridiculous.
and he would have had more, but they were a few games they were taking him out. They were
Yeah,
taking him
blew
out the
people
first
out,
the first
right.
half. So he could have easily broke that sack record, but he had 22 sacks as a senior. He was a 4-star defensive end. He went to Arizona coming out of Gorman, but we had a little situation there. So came home, got things better. Went to TCU.
TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of 2019, he played every game for TCU.
Yeah.
Should have been started, in my opinion. Yeah, but I'm his father. I'm gonna say that. But as a football player, looking at another football player, my son should have easily been the starter.
Mhm.
So during that season, once the guy that was in front of him got hurt, I knew that it was a no-brainer that my son be starting at the end, right? So then they put this other kid that I guess one of the coaches was recruiting from out there.
Mhm.
Because Texas, like
Texas,
Texas,
yeah,
and I had no problem with that. It is what it is. But in the game of football, I just like people to rely on fairness rather than who you know, and
it should be
and-
production.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like whoever the best player is, put him on the field.
Yeah.
And I knew that my son was the best player at the defensive end position that he was playing,
Mhm.
and being that he wasn't just getting his fair shot,
Goodness,
so
man.
yeah, I told him, I said, son, look, the kids that play in college football now, you guys have a much better situation than when I had it. Y'all can
Sure.
transfer.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you
can
see any
make
bullshit,
moves.
you see any bullshit coming, you and the coach don't get along, this, that, and the third, you can
Deuces.
go.
Yes.
You can transfer.
Mhm.
And so by being that, unfortunately, like my mom has a sickness, and my wife's mom has a sickness. So I wanted them to be able to see him play this year as well. So that was one of the reasons why he was able to transfer and everything go good, be able to have immediate eligibility. Plus he helps with Tasty Teas and everything.
Nice.
He helps with deliveries and stuff. So,
There you go.
but man, to see where he's at, man, playing outside linebacker now for UNLV.
Okay.
He'll be number 9. Playing junior.
There it
Watch
is.
out for him.
Look
He gonna-
So is he excited about it, man?
Yeah,
And
yeah. He was at first he was a little reluctant because he was like, "Dad, I worked my ass off to be in the Big 12 and be at TCU. I
Right.
don't want to come home." But I was like, "Son, what's your ultimate goal?
Mhm.
NFL, right?"
They're playing, yeah.
I said, "So at this point, all you need is film, man. You need film."
Facts.
And UNLV is a Division I school. You're playing in a brand new stadium.
Stadium.
Brand goddamn new. This thing was freshly built.
Yeah.
Y'all will be the first team to ever play. Even before the Raiders get in there, y'all gonna play.
Playing, yeah.
So
and
once
you're in a facility around
yeah,
professionals.
and being that you're trying to go to the league, you're playing in a stadium that also you share with a NFL team.
Yeah.
So obviously, who's the first team they're gonna be able to look at you? The Raiders.
Mhm.
And if you're balling like that, even if the Raiders don't need a DN, all the coaches can, tell other NFL teams, hey, man, there's a DN linebacker at UNLV. Y'all need to come get.
Yeah.
So once all those things really clicked in his mind, he realized that, Dad know what we're talking about. And then added to that, I'm not a father that's just speaking just to sound good. I played the game.
Right.
So when I give you advice, it's fatherly advice, fatherly football advice coming from a player who just happens to be a father. So he put everything together and said, Dad, okay, I'm coming home.
Nice.
And but he's excited, man. He loves it over there. He loves the new coaches, the facility. He loves the camaraderie of the teammates.
They put some money into that facility too, man.
Yeah.
What they just redid over in UNLV, I mean. Yeah, so it's amazing over there.
Yeah, the new facility. And then with the stadium, man, they took all the parents and had a tour. It was just a great experience, man. So he's really excited about it. Things, man. So, Corona, hurry up and get the hell on so we can get the football going.
Right.
Yeah, because we're going to put Corona on the field. We're gonna sack her ass and shit because she making it mad for these kids, man.
There you go.
Any one-on-ones ever? You come out.
We've been doing one-on-one since he was a kid, man, and it's funny.
When did he start winning? When did he start winning? And
I ain't gonna say we can't say he started winning now. Come on,
we haven't started.
Give me some credit
yet, right?
Give me some credit, man.
I
was an HOF lineman, man. That's Hall of Fame. But no, I ain't gonna lie, but he put me on my ass one time. He did. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
He hit me with a an outside that he came in with the bull rush, and I fell for it. And then but lucky I had the bag and I was holding it, and he said boom boom, and it came up under the bag and got me off my feet. I said, gosh damn, my son and put me on my ass. But all that helped him, man. And I'll say this really real quick. When he was 10 years, he had just turned 11. His first football camp, and this is on YouTube. He beat a high school lineman, and he was 11 years old. He beat him in one-on-ones.
Wow.
So he beat him off the first rip, and then the D-line coach was like, no, come back, bring that back.
Come back.
Let's do that again. Came back, whoop, got him again. 11 years old.
Wow.
So that kid was 17. My son was 11 years old, winning one-on-ones. I had never seen that, and the coach that was coaching the drill, who had coached 30 years of defensive line, he said he had never seen that before in his life. So at that moment, that's when I really realized I had a talented son. Yeah. So he just took off from there.
Damn, time flies when you're having fun, man. One quick question before we kind of get to this last
shoot
thing.
it.
So, do you feel, and it's full circle, right? Like, do people compare you to like Lavar Ball as far as what you do for your kids and promote your kids? Do you see any similarities?
You know what? I would, if there is any comparison, I would not shy away from that at all, because the key thing that I think people miss in the whole spectrum of this whole thing is that it's a man that is a father, and he's been a great dad to his kids. If Lavar was not the father that he was, his kids would not be in a position to be where they at. If Joe Jackson wasn't the father he was, you never would have had the Jackson father.
100%.
Damn right.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
100%.
If it wasn't for Joe, there would be no Michael Janet or Jermaine, Tito, Randy, Jackie, Latoya, Reeby, Centipede. Y'all forget about Centipede, and it never been none of that. And me being that same type of father that realized that it takes work, man.
Right.
That one of the biggest downfalls, unfortunately, especially in the Black community or lower income communities, is that the preparation and the mindset to give kids your opportunity to become a professional. Most parents just don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of people that got talented kids who could end up being pros at whatever it is that they want to do. But if their parents don't have the mindset to say, let me sacrifice and give my kid that opportunity, it ain't gonna never happen. So as a man looking at other men who have done that, you appreciate. I appreciate Lavar. I appreciate Joe Jackson. I appreciate Floyd Mayweather Sr. Because if Floyd wasn't a boxer, his son wouldn't have been a boxer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of young men get their talent from their daddy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I remember looking at Eric Metcalf and seeing his daddy Terry Metcalf. I was like, damn, that's where you get it from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you have a great respect for any mother or father, but especially as dads, because dads, we always get the bad rap. But when dads take care of their kids and provide that opportunity for them, it's like, dude, like Lavar's the other son about to be probably the first pick in the draft.
That's what they're saying.
So it's like, if my son, I've always told him since he was 8 years old, I said, son, I would tell him he's going to be the first pick in the NFL draft when he comes out. I've always told him that, and I've never told him anything different. And I said, but in order for us to achieve that, it's going to take a tremendous amount of work.
Right.
I said, but your daddy is going to give you that opportunity.
Yeah.
But once I give it to you, you have to maximize that opportunity.
There you
So
go. Wow.
there it is.
Man, I mean, you've been dropping some wisdom and some good stuff, man. But this last little section it's called the assist. All right. It's where that you can just drop some knowledge of anything you want to, like, I don't know if it's a quote you live by or just kind of a mantra for your life, but just drop us, a little quick, jewel or the assist right now.
I would just say to all people, man, however you want your life to turn out, it is completely up to you to put that work in to either have success or you're going to either have failure. Point blank. There's no shortcuts. There's no in-betweens. If you want it, you got to be hungry enough to go get it. There's a reason that I drive from Las Vegas to all over Southern California and back every damn near other day to get these cheesecakes off. Is because I know they're great. People are buying them, and I have to go out there and get them sold. My wife does all the baking in the kitchen, but it's up to me to go out and get them sold. And that process is driving. If it takes going 300, 400 miles a day, that's what it takes, man. Right. I mean, go get it.
Yeah.
If you are a complainer about what your life isn't, you have to step back and look in the mirror and say, well, have I given my all to achieve what I desire to achieve?
There it is.
Your desire got to meet your work.
There it is.
Point blank.
There it is, man. That's the way to end it, man. Hey, well, we want to thank our guest, man. Adam, man. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate, man. Black in sports, all these three gentlemen, man. I greatly appreciate your time, your effort, and you guys have a great platform, podcast, and you're reaching the people, man. And I'm just proud to be here and just to give my 2 cents on, my life experience, and hopefully that somebody that was watching this, that will watch it, could get a lot from it.
There you go, man. Appreciate you. Hey, we want to thank the people for listening wherever you are. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please share it. We're on all the platforms, Black in Sports, on social media, as far as every podcast platform as well. Just check us out. No, we're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap.